Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. I hope all is well with y'all. So, shout outs to Dante's Boxing Nation. Um, you know, you really can't take anything Eddie Hearn says to face value. And the reason being is because when have you known Eddie Hearn to deliver on his promises? Like, when have you really known him to deliver on his promises unless they include Canelo or unless they include AJ? You know what I mean? You look at what he's trying to do now. He's trying to basically edge Canelo on to fight Charlo. That seems to be the objective. But me personally, I don't believe that Canelo will fight Charlo. That's just my personal opinion. I think Canelo will duck Charlo. That's just my opinion. So with that being said, or not necessarily duck him, but he won't take the fight. He'll take the cruiserweight fight. So with that being said, you have a scenario where Eddie Hearn, he's talking a good game like usual, saying that like, oh, we want the Charlo fight. Canelo said that would be the easiest fight. This, that, and the other. You have him talking a good game, So, we're left at, okay, well, are you going to put pen to paper, or are you just going to talk about it? But also, you have to understand that, since Canelo's not on the zone and he's a free agent, he's doing what he can to move around how he wants to move around. You had, his last fight, Eddie Hearn wasn't even involved in his last fight. So that's why, Eddie Hearn, he's bootlicking Canelo. But that's neither here nor there. But let's say one thing. He's pushing Canelo for Charlo, but who's on a different network. Charlo is on PBC. But he's not pushing for Canelo Andrade, who is his fighter. Technically speaking, Canelo ain't even Eddie Hearn's fighter. Technically speaking, Jamal Charlo is not even Eddie Hearn's fighter. Demetrius Andrade is Eddie Hearn's fighter. So why wouldn't you push for that instead? Oh, I know why. You would make your master mad. And, to a large extent, his master is Canelo, So, with this being said, we have a situation of basically him trying to just lock down Canelo so he can reap the benefits, right? Now, here's another thing. Here's another scenario too. Demetrius Andrade, Boo Andrade, right? I guess there has been some talk about him fighting at 168, right? And they're actually saying that David Benavidez could be a potential fight at 168. And also you have a situation where David Benavidez called out Demetrius Andrade, right? And you have Eddie Hearn now capping, saying, "Oh yeah, that's the fight we want. That's the fight we'll take." And we know that David Benavidez is a PBC fighter, and we know that, I don't know how many times that PBC has worked with Al Heyman. I don't know how many times the Zone has worked with Al Heyman, really, But here's my thing, and I've been saying it, and I'm gonna say it again. David Benavidez's father has posted Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez, but let's be honest, other side of the street. And so my question for his father is, why not take someone who's on your side of the street? David Morrell Jr., who has been very vocal in calling these guys out, who has been saying that he wants to fight everybody, has been saying that he wants to fight the likes of Edgar Berlanga, who has said he wants to fight the likes of Caleb Plant, who has also said that he wants to fight the likes of David Benavidez, and the winner can get Canelo. These are his words. These are David Morrell's words. So, with that being said, this is an easier fight to make. Granted, David Benavidez, he's fighting David Lemieux next. That's the projected fight, I believe. So, after that fight, why not a David Morrell fight? And the thing is about that David Morrell fight, you can stick that on like the Spence Ugas card, the undercard, or as a co-main event, or you can maybe stick it on the Charlo Castano card if a fight can be made on time. But this is what this tells me, that despite all these Mexican fans who come on this page and talk shit and leave comments on the bottom of this page, despite the ones who are known to do that, their fighters are proving me right. Their favorite fighters are proving me right. Oscar Valdez has yet to sign a contract with Shakur Stevenson. Ryan Garcia, we know what he does. As a matter of fact, Ryan Garcia has pushed back his fight date once again. This news was was put on Twitter. And furthermore, it just goes to show you that these people are delusional. It really goes to show you that these people are hella delusional when their fighters are giving a pattern of ducking. And I'm sorry to say it, but I'm gonna call it a spade a spade. And I'm not trying to say that Demetrius Andrade doesn't have anything to gain from this fight. But who's to say that Canelo will fight the winner of that fight, of David Benavidez or Demetrius Andrade, right? So my thing is this, and I'm going to end on this note. David Benavidez would have the same thing to gain if he fought David Morrell Jr. as he would gain if he fought Demetrius Andrade Furthermore, it would be an easier fight to make because David Morrell fights on Showtime, has fought on the PBC. But I think what it really comes down to is that David Benavidez knows that David Morrell would do him in, He knows that. That's why he hasn't even said his name. He knows, But anyhow, man, leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Foolish. And another thing before I go, that's why his father has said that he would fight David Morrell like 5 fights down. That he needs to take care of some things. That he needs to grow as a fighter before they fight him. So you mean to tell me a switch hitter, someone who can box in all ranges, inside, outside, mid-range, comes from that Cuban boxing school, needs to work on some things in 5 fights, and then maybe you guys will fight him? You know what time it is. Anyhow, Food signing out. Enjoy.